Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Weekly Channeling for the Collective. As you can see, I'm in a new spot. If you are here live, please say hello in the chat, and I will go ahead and introduce myself. So, my name is Allison Holly, and every single week I go live here on my YouTube channel. I offer an individual channeling and a channeling for the collective. So, I will go into one of your questions today. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Bonnie. It's so good to see all of you. It's so good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to introduce my special guest today. Who's repping? Stacy's here. Oh, well, Stacy's here because I'm at Stacy's house. How's that?
And look at the shirt I'm
I
wearing.
know. She shows up. I was like, do you want to get on camera? And she said, yes. And she unzips her jacket and she has the Superman True Creator Summer Camp emblem. So I am in New York with Stacy on my book tour right now. Okay, I want to say hi. There's so many of you saying hello. All right. Hi, Chris. Hi, Radka. Hi, Scott. Hi, Floor. Hi, Becca. Hi, Hanny. Oh my God. I haven't seen you for a long time. Oh, yeah, it's like a little reunion. I love it. Well, hi, everybody. And this is Luna in the background. Luna is the very protective puppy that's here making sure that I'm not doing anything off key in the house. Oh, hi, everybody. As you can tell, I get like all excited seeing all of you. And it's also just really fun to be here. I also want to give a shout out just in case they are watching. Thank you for housing me and hosting me, Jeremy. So a couple days ago, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and stayed with our beautiful community member, Jeremy. And yeah, now I am in New York with Stacy. So I would love to hear if you could share in the chat. How are you doing emotionally with all of the changes that are being experienced right now? Oh, Divine de Alegria. I love that name. Always, always. Oh, remembering joy. So yes, divine joy. Cordula. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. So good to see you. Crazy stressed. Please release me. Oh, love. Yeah, lots going on. Lots will continue to go on. And we can definitely tune into all of it. So before I go into announcements, I'm just going to say, go ahead and type your question in the chat. So what I do every single week is I answer one question that you type in. I choose it with random number generator. If you have a question, make sure you type Q at the beginning of it, because I'll go in and I'll count through and choose one that way. So type Q at the beginning of your question. That's going to help me know what's a question and what is comments. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm also going to read through tense contraction, but understanding, a duality for sure. I've woken up with neck and back pain. New bed, or spiritually speaking, everything is everything. It's always both, right? Dealing again with the energies at the place where I've lived for years. So to say without being willing to live here. Interesting. Sending love for your neck, Courtney. I love the support. Okay, so go ahead and keep typing your questions in. Keep commenting. I'll read them as I can. I also want to make sure, how's the sound? I want to make sure you all can hear me. And I'm going to go ahead and go into announcements. So as you know, I am traveling. I'm going to kind of move this a tiny bit. So I'm traveling. I am on my book tour right now, which is the East Coast portion, and there's only 5 stops here on the East Coast. So get in while you can. The next one is going to be New Haven, Connecticut. And I saw Chris here. We're going to party. We're going to play. So I will be there. If you're anywhere in that vicinity, I would really love to see you. So come on down for that event. And then next up, I have 2 events in Wilmington, Delaware. Oh, thank you, love. I noticed we traded water. I was like, wait, that's mine.
Go in frame.
Okay.
Gotta get on.
We've already been having so much fun here. So I will be in Wilmington, Delaware. You're so cute with your slippers. And after that, so in Delaware, I will be teaching a Learn to Channel workshop. And then I will also be teaming up for another event, teaming up with 2 beautiful friends to offer a cacao ceremony and ecstatic body activation and sound bath. It's going to be really incredible. So check those out. And then next up, it's going to be Raleigh, North Carolina. And so, yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina will be an author event and book signing, and I'll be channeling as well. And then I will be just visiting Asheville. I did have an event there. But of course, everything's been kind of shifted and moved. So I'll be doing some volunteering and cleanup there. So yeah, next announcement, upcoming retreat. I have a retreat that is called Ecstasy. The purpose of this retreat, it's going to be in Orlando, Florida, the very first weekend of 2025. And the purpose of this retreat is to activate the ecstatic body. It's going to be really powerful. I'll have a YouTube video specifically about that retreat coming out very soon. I'm seeing some good questions. Let's see if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4 questions so far. Awesome. Do I have any other? Oh, announcement. This is a good one. My Limitless course is now officially available, and I have decided to extend the discount special. So Limitless is my conscious creation manifestation course. This is everything that I have learned. And I will tell you, there's a lot of information there that you will not find. I have not seen it anywhere else on YouTube or anything like that about the process of creation. And with knowing the process of creation, we really understand manifestation and conscious creation, which is manifestation in the physical. We understand that much more fully, and this can assist us in our creation game. So anyway, Limitless is available. It is an online course, and it is on discount right now. And if you join, there's also an option for group coaching. So you can join in that. The group coaching sessions will be in November. So if you want the course plus group coaching, I definitely suggest hopping in. I'm extending the special for the rest of October in desire to have more of you really learn about this process. All right. I love this. Okay. I feel like we can always use a pump up. I like that. That must be related to your question. Pump up from our guides. I love it. Oh, I feel more oneness and love all the time. Your channelings help me a lot to stay centered and in peace with all. I love that. I love that. And I love the part that you're playing, Cordula, in amplifying these light frequencies for the collective. So beautiful. Yes. So much love going around. Hello, Clayton. Thank you for your question. Oh, Stacy's like, hello. Okay. How many questions do we have? Shall we choose? Shall we? Oh, and it's 111. I love how that always works. Shall we choose the question? 5 questions. Oh, since I see you on there, Courtney, I will. Oh, 6. Kennedy's like, wait. So, Courtney, that reminded me. I don't know why I wasn't reminded with Stacy wearing the shirt, but I have 2 annual events every year. One is summer camp and the other is Becoming Ecstasy. Okay, so the Ecstasy Retreat is going to be an annual event. This has been part of the overall vision that I've seen for years and years and years. But we do have every summer, we have True Creator Summer Camp, and that is adult spiritual summer camp. So we get together in the woods. It will again be in Arkansas next year. We already have, I want to say 12 people registered for next year. We already have the event space. I'm going to need some water. Hello, Lori. And we already have a WhatsApp group going with the current members for summer camp next year. So if you are wanting to join, again, it is on early bird special, and definitely sign up. We're going to have a lot of fun this year. We had so much fun this year. So, I love that question, Clayton. I will also say, if for whatever reason your question is not answered during this channeling, I do offer private sessions. So one of those is a single question channeling, which is available. All of the links for everything that I talk about is in the description here. If you would like to have your question directly answered, you can go in and sign up for a single question channeling on my website, and I will send you a voice memo with your specific channeling. So that's how that works. 7 questions. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Well, it's good that I just keep talking and talking to let everybody get a chance to type in their questions. Okay, so boop, boop, boop. Random. I will tell you, traveling. 8 questions. I love it. You all are so helpful. I get by with a little help from my friends, let me tell you. This community is it's just light incarnate. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to type it in now. 8 questions. It's question number 1. All right. That'll be easy to count. The very first question. Bonnie! Ding, 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 ding. All right. What is the wisdom of these feelings of compression? I really like the way that that's phrased too, meaning, we see this sort of meme or quote, not why is this happening to me, but how is this teaching me, or how is this serving me? So the way that that was phrased feels very much like that. You get to relax soon. I love that. Okay, so the way that this works is I am going to close my eyes. You are welcome to keep diving in to the chat, keep chatting with each other. And I'm going to channel on this individual question first, and then I'm going to offer a channeling for the collective. So stick around till the end. It's kind of miraculous because this happens all the time, that even if you asked a very specific question that seems like it's somehow not related, a lot of times it ends up being answered, or even if it's not directly answered, there's something in the overall channeling that will really serve you. So that's always my intention. All right, so we're going to go into that individual question first, and then I will go into the collective channeling. Well, this comes through a lot. There are several images. So when it comes to um, what is the wisdom for these experiences of compression that so many are feeling right now, where's the gift in that? What can we learn from that? And there are many images coming into my perception right now. One that's come through a lot is that, you know, it's popcorn. And when the heat rises on these kernels, they pop, they expand, and they become sort of these, treats. And that's really what we're experiencing right now. I want to make sure that doesn't sound loud. That's really what we're experiencing right now with the compression. The other analogy is, when we compress something and then boom, it really expands. We're in physical experiences. We also experience compression in the realms of our mind, right? That psychic realm, the astral realm, we experience the compression there. So we experience the compression wherever there is an element of duality, because or let's say wherever there's an element of separation, wherever there's the experience of separation, we also experience this contraction and then expression. And the reason for that is because the all includes all. There's no friction against itself. So we experience it's coming through really contraction and then expression. And there's a reason specifically for you with this question that expression is sort of the counterbalance of compression, that it's coming through in those words. So because we experience these things very viscerally, very much in our bodies and in our psyche, and we feel it, we feel this contraction or compression. It feels real to us when we feel things. It doesn't necessarily feel real to the human experience when it's just an idea that doesn't cause any internal friction or opposition, internal chaos, essentially. And so we feel it real. And that gives us the cue. It sometimes gives us the push or the motivation to then resolve that internally. So wherever there's something that's uncomfortable, there's a desire for a resolution. Now, where this gets tricky in the human experience is sometimes it turns into volleyball, right? Sometimes it turns into a back and forth game or a cyclical game where we re-engage with the trauma or the process. We re-engage with fixing. And what that does is it just passes that back and forth. So we experience the compression and then we give ourselves relief with something that's of an equal plane and it gives us momentary relief. And then we re-engage with the problem again. It just sort of creates a cycle like that. The way to fully disengage from this process is, of course, to hold both the uh, opposing forces in equal measure within ourselves. And really, we do that when we're present. So we hold the inner compression, and then we experience the relief. And both of them have neutrality with them. We don't place the perception of good and bad. We don't project good and bad onto either one. And what that does is it brings everything into equality and balance and neutrality. And with that process, we then raise into higher form where we are the witness of duality and not participating in the duality, right? So let's bring this a little more into a present day awareness, something that can really assist us. When there is compression in the body, there is a desire for relief. And the body, including the mind, when there's this feeling of compression, there's a desire for relief. And that yearning for relief will lead us along the way to the steps that will create that relief. Again, there are steps that will create momentary relief, and there are steps that will create the grander relief. The grander relief occurs when we sit in presence and witness all things with neutrality. The momentary relief will occur when we are seeking. Because we don't actually realize that what we're doing is we're seeking the relief, and then we will seek again the familiarity of the compression. We will seek again the problem. That's the relooping. We don't realize that we just seek the familiarity. So we liberate ourselves, and then even the liberation feels uncomfortable. And so then we seek the familiar pain, right? This is the human cycle. So the compression right now on a global scale is giving us, it's tightening that sort of ping pong game, right? The compression, the relief, the compression, the relief, it's tightening that game until we inherently exist in presence. Even if we don't know how to navigate toward it from our human form, heightened compression, heightened what we would call chaos, a heightened level of shifting, continuous shifting. The relief is momentary and the compression is momentary, and it just shortens that process until it's a hum. And that hum is that present moment. And the hum is what we're reaching collectively. We pop through the illusion of separation into this global hum of heightened consciousness. So whether we know how to get there or not, whether we feel that we can navigate there or not on our own free will, we are being brought there. This is cosmic direction. This is the amplification of the light codes that are coming into the planet. Light codes create chaos because what we call chaos is actually just a part of the full cycle of the creation process, right? We've got the breaking down of old structures that no longer serve. This is in the world at large because it is within the individual. Each individual is feeling is strongly witnessing the externalization of these structures breaking down right now, because the structures internally on a collective level are breaking down. The internal structures of limitation and lack do not hold their patterning within light structures. So as more light comes in, it breaks apart the old structures to essentially give us free energy to create a new with. So that's the gift, but part of being embodied light, which is to be a human, is to be embodied light frequencies. Part of the gift, sometimes it doesn't feel like a gift, but part of the gift of being human is to internally, very viscerally experience the transmutation of denser frequencies into light frequencies. And so it feels like inner chaos. And that's when it feels like chaos, it's because we've got an attachment to it. Attachment is to hold on to a moment. Attachment is to only see one moment instead of the full picture. When we only see one moment, we see the destruction acutely and we make a story about it and we believe and we hold on to it and make meaning of it. When really it's an entire landscape that's shifting. If we were to look at a leaf on a tree and we were to watch it, let's say we speed up time. I put that in quotes because time is part of the illusion and the experience that we get to witness. So, say we were going to speed up time and we watch a leaf. If we were very attached to green, the green leaf, meaning that we're safe, then we would be horrified as the leaf turned brown and fell. We would be horrified. We would be terrified with the process. If we attach no meaning, if we simply witness it in its beauty, then it's beautiful. And the whole process becomes something that we joyfully witness. And in fact, we do. We do witness this within our seasonal change on the planet. We witness it with beauty and joy because we don't have the attachment to it. We don't have the meaning making behind what's happening. All of this is neutral. All of this is neutral, including the things that are transmuting within. In fact, everything is within being projected out. Everything is within being projected out. The entirety of humans on the planet make up God. The entirety of everything in existence makes up God. And so each individual plays their own integral role of God. And collectively, as each of us individually, there is no individual, but as we each individually transmute these different energies within ourselves, which can be done much more easily as the witness and allowing, simply being the observer, witnessing what's happening without the attachment and the story making and the meaning making. As each of us individually do this, the collective shifts. And because we are embodied and we are within this collective matrix of physical density, part of this transmutation experience involves watching the breakdown. So can we be neutral? Can we be neutral even within our own individual experience, and knowing that the collective is projecting together the collective experience of the internal processes? Can we witness with joy even? So let's bring it full circle. Let's revisit this question. The wisdom is to know that all things within this planetary experience are made for our benefit. And we get to be the meaning makers. We get to be the ones that project meaning onto things. That's part of our creative ability. It's part of our ability as creators. So can we project the meaning of something beautiful? Can we be the witness of all of it as something beautiful? And if not, can we enjoy the show, even if the meaning seems not beautiful, even if the translation of all that is occurring does not feel good and is not beautiful? We get to be the meaning makers. We get to be the ones who witness things. And we can be very myopic in our witnessing, and we can just experience one tiny perception among the all, and we can get very attached to it. And that is also our gift. As humans, that is a gift. But to know, this is the wisdom, to know what part we're playing, what meaning we're making, and to be aware of that. So often we don't want to be aware at that level where things become neutral, because there's a deep fear buried deep within the human psyche that says, if I am not making meaning that is chaotic of this, if I am not making meaning that I viscerally feel as tension in the body, then I'll be bored. Let me repeat that. There is something deep within the human psyche that fears boredom, deeply fears boredom, and says, if I am not translating this to mean something that creates inner chaos that feels like tension, without that tension, somehow I will be bored. And boredom is, we don't even want to touch it. So sit with the potentiality of boredom and what comes next. Because we are creators, and we do get to experience and witness time and the creation of energetics and the movement of energetics over time, over time and space experience. And we get to create as we wish. And we can become more and more conscious. And the beautiful play is that creation is eternal. And so without the inner tension, what will we create? And at times, we will pop out of the illusion. And then the greater aspect of ourselves, which is God, will say, I wish to have the illusion of separation once more, because that is fascinating. And then once again, we will go into the spiral of collective forgetfulness and separation from our God selves. And we'll harm each other, and we'll harm ourselves, all for the experience of separation. And then we'll remember again. Because this is fascinating. Because we learn so much from it. Because we experience love no matter how far into separation we go. So for this moment in time, allow ourselves to more consciously choose the meaning that we are making of all things, and witness the tension as something that our higher selves find fascinating, that could only be possible within the perception of separation from ourselves. Tuning into the collective. Nobody wants to make joyful meaning of the distraction that's happening right now. It's very, very, very socially unacceptable to allow joy to come from the witnessing of all that's occurring. But there is joy and there is beauty in all of it. We can, this is the message, we can experience joy in the realms of separation and the witnessing of so much shifting and even breaking down, and even witnessing that many are meaning making in a way of suffering, and that suffering feels incredibly real. Of course it feels real. Of course it is real when we're in it. We can experience joy and still be of service and still witness that there are things that don't feel good to the body and don't feel good to the psyche. We can still be in joy through all of it. Joy is not a reactive state. Joy is a state of consciousness that exists when the perception is outside of duality. And so joy can exist in the zoomed out perception of all, while still engaging with the processes of human experience and existence, while still engaging with the service of helping those of us who are experiencing the parts of the cycle that feel like suffering. We can be of service to each other. This is similar to the fact that bodies need to eat food and then break down that food and then excrete the waste. So we experience this in our day-to-day lives. And it is also just as neutral. And that being said, it is very real. It is very real while we're in it. Human bodies do grow old and die. And this is, of course, there is no beginning and no end. And those aspects of the overall cycle that we are currently within, based on this layer of the density realm, those do exist. And so it is a yes and, it is a both, it is an all of the above experience. So while we are in the perception beyond duality and experiencing joy within our bodies, within our light essence, we can also participate in the service to ourselves and service to others. And when we are embodying joy in the midst of also perceiving the experience of duality and the experience of separation, we will be of the highest service, and we will be called to very different things. Some of us, when we are truly embodying that joy, will no longer engage in the realms that we perceive as having a high level of tumult. Some of us will more deeply engage with that, but from a place of that joy. And this will look many, many, many different ways. Allow yourselves to embody joy, to be joy. And from this perception, also witness the human landscape of a multitude of creations, and allow yourselves from this vibrational joy state to be led to what you are here to do. These are not just empty words. This is very important for your overall well-being in collectively what is being produced right now and what will be produced in the coming years. Because using only the eyes or the physical senses or the attunement that the human has to separation and witnessing only from that perspective, it will feel scary. It will feel difficult. There will be attachment. Witnessing through the higher self, the lens of joy in all of creation, will assist in the releasing of attachment to the way that things should be, and thus the fear of things not going according to the controlled plan, which is part of the illusion. Control is part of the illusion. Relieving that of yourselves, witnessing from this higher elevated perspective of joy, and involving yourselves in what your soul truly feels called to. You can know that you're operating from joy and also invested in your human experience if you are not attached. If you are spiraling in fear, then your limited perception has taken over. And again, that's okay. That's perfect. There is no such thing as wrongdoing. But it will cause suffering. It will cause the belief in suffering. So know that you do have a choice in the matter as we move forward collectively through the collective transmutation that we joyfully witness from these denser collective frequencies into higher individual and thus higher collective frequencies. There's a lot coming through about being deeply embodied, physically embodied, finding the way to channel this joy through the physical body. Allowing, not finding a way, but allowing, finding a way to allow the joy to move through the physical body. Dance and play and all manner of expressing this light through the body is vitally important. And that word vital is purposeful. It is vitally important. Allow joy to move through the body. Allow the expression of the pain that you may be perceiving, all of this to move through the body, because under the pain is ecstatic nature. It is the ecstatic nature that is pushing the light frequencies through, which surface level moves the pain through. Sometimes ecstatic nature feels painful because it is breaking up the denser structures as it moves through the body. Practice it now. Practice it now. Thank you for being here. You are the light. You are the love. You are the ones you've been seeking. I may never let her leave. Yeah, Stacy's daughter's room. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you, loves. Thank you for being here. May we all attune to the joyful frequencies that exist in all things. Love, and I will see you all maybe next week or maybe live in person. All right. Hi, Jen. Okay. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye. Thank you, Hanny. Thank you, Bonnie.